Today we start the refraction through the prism. Our topic is refraction through the prism. This is the principal section of the prism ABC. This is the principal section of the prism ABC. And here A is the angle of prism and BC is the base of the prism. BC is the base of the prism. This is the picture of a prism. In this prism, this is the base and this is the edges of the prism and two refracting surface. You see the picture. From this prism, we perform an experiment in our laboratory. This is the prism and through the prism, refraction will occur twice. This is one refracting surface, this is another refracting surface. And this is considered as the base of the prism and this is the angle of prism. When light passes through the prism, this is incident ray. Here the medium is air. And this medium, here the refractive index is mu. And generally prism is made by glass. This is the actual picture of the prism. You see, this is the actual picture of the prism. So this is the air medium, that is rarer medium. This is the glass medium, that is the denser medium. Again this is the air medium. That is light. When light ray passes through the prism, refraction will occur twice. From rarer to denser, again from denser to rarer. So first in this case, PQ is the incident ray. When this ray refracted through the prism, inside the prism, the refracted ray bends towards the normal. The refracted ray bends towards the normal because light passes from rarer to denser medium. This refracted ray bends towards the normal. This is the normal. That is, it is bends towards the base of the prism. And in the second phase, the refraction will again occur. Here, light ray passes from denser medium to rarer medium. That is why this is incident ray, this is refracted ray. Again for second phase, this is incident ray, this is refracted ray. When light passes from air to glass, this is incident ray, this is refracted ray. This is angle of incidence, this is angle of refraction. When light passes from glass to air, this is incident ray, this is angle of incidence, this is angle of refraction. And finally we say, this is the angle of incidence and this is the angle of emergent. That is why this ray is known as emergent ray. This ray is known as emergent ray. This ray is known as incident ray. This is incident ray, this is emergent ray, and this ray, for first phase, this is refracted ray, and for this second phase, this is again it is incident ray. So our aim, how refraction will occur through the prism. When light ray passes through the prism, the picture is shown in figure. Then you see the incident ray deviates while passing through the prism. The incident ray deviates while passing through the prism. This is the actual path of the prism. This is the actual path of the light ray. This is the actual path of the light ray. And finally light emerges from the prism this way. So this angle is said to be angle of deviation. Meaning is that this is the incident ray and this is the actual path of the light ray. This is the incident ray. And light emerges this way. So this angle is known as angle of deviation. So what is the meaning of angle of deviation? It is the angle between incident ray and the emergent ray. It is the angle between incident ray and the emergent ray is known as angle of deviation. Angle of deviation. Angle of deviation. When light ray passes through the prism, the path of the light ray deviates. So this is the incident ray. But when light ray emerges from the prism in this direction, the angle between the incident ray and the emergent ray is known as angle of deviation. By measuring the angle of deviation, we can measure the refraction through the prism. If the deviation is 0, if this angle of deviation is 0, no refraction will occur. If the angle of deviation is more and more, it means light ray deviated more and more. That is why our first topic is angle of deviation. This picture in your board, this is angle of incidence, this is angle of emergent, this is angle of refraction for first phase, this is angle of incidence for second phase, and this is angle of prism. Now, from picture, this angle of deviation, TDR is equal to what? Angle DQR plus angle DQR plus angle DRQ. That is, the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the two interior angle. Now this is the angle of deviation, and this is equal to, you consider x, and this is considered as x dash. Now from alternate angle, this is I, this is x, this is r. So what is the result? X plus r is equal to I. So what is x? I minus r. So this is equal to I minus r plus, what is x dash? Similarly, in this picture, I dash is equal to what? This is x dash, this is r dash. So x dash plus r dash is equal to I dash. Therefore, x dash is equal to what? I dash minus r dash. So this is I dash minus r dash. And finally, it is I plus I dash minus r plus r dash. This is the result. Now, what is the meaning of this? This is the angle of deviation, angle of incidence, angle of emergent, and this is Rn plus R dash. R is the angle of refraction for first phase, R dash is the angle of refraction for the second phase. Now, how can you find out? You see, from this quadrilateral AQNR, from this quadrilateral, angle A plus angle N is equal to 180 degree. This is a quadrilateral AQNRA. This is angle. And from this triangle, we can also write angle R plus angle R dash plus angle N is equal to 180 degree. From this triangle. Therefore, angle N is how much? 180 degree minus R plus R dash. And put this value in here. Angle A plus angle N is 180 degree minus R plus R dash is equal to 180 degree. And this is cancelled. So angle A is equal to R plus R dash. You put it here. I plus I dash minus A. And this is the expression of angle of deviation. So what is the angle of deviation? This proof is most important for examination. What is the angle of deviation? The angle between incident ray and the emergent ray for a light ray passing through the prism. From this angle, we can measure the angle of deviation. That is, we can measure the refraction when the light ray passes through the prism. This is the angle of deviation. The angle of deviation is equal to I plus I dash minus A. This is the formula. Now, some extra notes. This angle of deviation depends on what? This angle of deviation only depends on the angle of incidence. It only depends on the angle of incidence, and for a particular prism, A is constant. And I days, this angle of emergence depends on angle of incidence. We can say angle of deviation only depends on the angle of incidence. Because for a particular prism, A is constant and the value of I days depends on I. That is why if you plot a graph between angle of incidence and angle of deviation, the nature of the graph is this way. So what is the meaning? When first angle of incidence increases, the angle of deviation decreases. Angle of incidence increases, the angle of deviation decreases. And for a particular value of angle of incidence, the angle of deviation is minimum. This angle of deviation is become minimum. This angle of deviation, this minimum angle of deviation is known as angle of minimum deviation. And the prism is said to be at the position of minimum deviation. That is, for a particular angle of incidence, the angle of deviation is minimum. Then the prism is said to be at the position of minimum deviation. And after this, if the angle of deviation increases, angle of deviation increases. And after this value of incidence, if the I increases, angle of deviation again increases. And this graph we also plot in the practical laboratory. So what is the conclusion? Angle of deviation only depends on angle of incidence. How it depends? From this graph. When angle of incidence increases, angle of deviation decreases. For a particular value of angle of incidence, the angle of deviation becomes minimum, and this value is known as angle of minimum deviation. Now, after this value, if the angle of incidence increases, the angle of deviation again increases. Remember, the angle of minimum deviation for a particular value of I. This is clear. This is the unique value of I for which the angle of deviation is minimum. But you see from this picture, here two values of I, for this angle of deviation is same. Here the two values of I, for which the angle of deviation is same. This meaning is that if you change the direction of light passes from this way. If you retrace the direction of light, that is, angle of emergence become angle of incidence and angle of incidence become angle of emergence, the light ray also passes through the same path. This is the symmetrical concept of a prism. That is, for two values of angle of incidence, the angle of deviation is same. The meaning is, if you retrace the path of light, that is, angle of incidence, angle of emergence become angle of incidence, and the angle of incidence become angle of emergence, light ray can retrace its path. This is another concept. Now, when the angle of deviation is minimum, this angle of deviation is known as angle of minimum deviation. And at this angle, the prism is said to be at the position of minimum deviation. And for this case, when this is happened, then I become I days and R become R days, and refracted ray QR is parallel to the base of the prism. When the angle of deviation is minimum, that is when the prism is at the position of minimum deviation, then three result we'll see, and we can prove also. What is the result? Angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergent. Angle of refraction for first phase is equal to angle of refraction or incidence for the second phase. And this ray, this refracted ray QR is parallel to BC. It means this ray passing symmetrically through the prism. The meaning is AQ is equal to AR. These are the conclusion. Now another concept. We can find out another relation, most important relation. If D is equal to del M, then I is equal to how much? I dash. So from this relation, what is the result? Del M I plus I dash. This is become I minus A. That is twice I become del M plus A. Therefore, I become what? Del M plus A by 2. This is the angle of incidence. We find out the angle of incidence. I is equal to del M plus A by 2. Now, another concept. We know angle of prism is equal to R plus R dash. So when del is equal to del M, R is equal to R dash. So from this result, it is twice R. Therefore, R is equal to what? A by 2. Therefore, our next result is R is equal to A by 2. Now, if mu is the refractive index, of the material of the prism, if mu is the refractive index of the material of the prism, then you can write down this is equal to sin I by sin R. According to Snell's law, if mu is the refractive index, this is the refractive index of the material of the prism, then this is the result from Snell's law. So what is the result? Sin, what is the I? Del M plus A by 2. And this is become sin A by 2. And this is most popular result. This is most popular result for examination. This is the relation between refractive index, angle of prism and angle of minimum deviation. And this relation we can also establish for this phase also. This relation is also established for the second phase also. Clear? Now, so what is your result? Mu is equal to sin A plus del M by 2 divided by sin of A by 2. One more concept. If the prism is very thin, for thin prism, that is angle of prism is very small, then what will happen? This mu is equal to, it is become A plus del M by 2 divided by A by 2. The meaning is, if the prism is very thin, that is angle of prism is very small, then del M is also very small. It is very small. Then we know sin theta is equal to theta. For a small angle, sin theta is equal to theta. Therefore, this is become this and this become this. And from this relation, it is equal to A plus del M divided by A. And this is become A plus del M is equal to mu A. And this is become del M is equal to mu A minus A. And the result is become mu minus 1 A. Remember, this is also an important relation for thin prism. This relation is only applicable if the prism is thin. That is, the angle of prism is very small. It is nearly less than 10 degree. Then this relation is applicable. Okay. This is the basic idea of the prism.